Hey everybody, what's up? Startup Survival here, and I'm going to post a quick update video to the Victorinox Cadet folding knife. I made a video about this probably about 2 years ago. I don't even know, maybe it was 3 years ago, and I titled it Too Minimalist. And the reason for that was I was comparing it against larger, more affordable versions of Victorinox knives, such as the Spartan here, which I also carry on a regular basis. And I basically said the tool set comes up short. I stand by that. I do think that the tool set, I mean, it doesn't compare. You know, you've got extra stuff on this, like a corkscrew, you got the awl on the back as well, that exceeds the tool set of the Cadet. You simply can't have double layers of tools like that on the front and the back just because of the way it's constructed, as far as I know. I don't think I've ever seen an ALOX Victorinox that has tools coming out the back of it. I've seen larger ones with more layers on them, like the Pioneer and whatnot. But for me, the reason I like this knife, and I do like it. I liked it back then. I like it now. But the reason why is because it's so lightweight and so slim. You can see that the sort of like outer form factor of the Cadet is more or less equal to just the steel tool set of the Spartan. It's considerably thinner. In terms of weight and whatnot, I think it's probably not radically different. It's probably lighter actually because there's less metal in it, but not by much. I think they're fairly similar. I just like the thinness of it, and equally so with the Delica. In fact, you know, like I carry the Delica on a regular basis, and I want to show you the cold steel medium Voyager, which I just happen to have right here. And look again, see how much thinner the Delica is than the cold steel. Amazing knife. I mean, this knife can beat this knife, I think, in strength because of the triad lock. And you know, we can argue all day about the blade steel, the AUS 8 versus the VG10, but we can definitely say that this knife is thinner. And you know, for some of us, we don't need something that has this capability. We want something a bit more minimalist. And I really do like thin knives. In fact, I like them a lot. But then you get a knife like this, like the classic, right? And I mean, this is kind of like a kid's knife or something like that almost. Of course, we would never give it to a kid who was too young to understand the responsibility and whatnot, but that's how it feels. It's like a shrunken version of the Spartan. So anyways, it's kind of too small to be useful in some ways, although I really do love the scissors on there. And I think that's a reason why people upgrade to the larger versions of the ALOX Victorinox, is because they want the scissors. Me too, obviously. But anyways, let's discuss this knife and why it's good, even though it does lack a lot of tools that other knives have. Like I said, I like the thinness of it. That's my number one. I like the lightweight, number two. And I actually think the tool set is very functional on it. You got the FFG mirror polish blade right there, and it's just beautiful. You can see I got some crap on the bottom of it because I use it to open packages and things like that. And let me just pause for a second before continuing on. If I'm going to open a package at my office, is it not better to pull out a knife like this, or even in public for that matter, than a knife like this, right? This is a locking blade. You got the hole in there. It's you know, it can intimidate people who are not used to seeing knives. So what I'm doing lately, my system is I'm carrying either a Victorinox classic, or sorry, I'm always carrying the classic on my keychain, but I'm carrying either a Cadet or a Spartan in my pocket, and then in my other pocket I've got either the Voyager or the Delica or something along those lines. I'm definitely not carrying large knives these days. So anyways, I've got the option to go tactical if I had to, or if I need a lock for a more heavy duty task, I've got it. But I really like to use the Cadet for sort of minor tasks such as opening packages. If you're ever ordering stuff from Amazon or whatever, unboxing videos, haven't done many of those lately, but we'll see what happens in the future. But anyways, FFG mirror polish blade. I don't know what the blade steel is. It's stainless. It'll lose its edge quickly. You need to resharpen it, but it's good. I like it. And what else you got in here? So on the back here, you got the most useless tool. We went from the most useful tool to the most useless tool, in my opinion, on the Cadet. I would love this to be a second blade, or you know, I could think of other things probably that would be very useful for it to be, but like a saw would be nice as well, but then you're going to increase like the weight of the tool because you're going to have a larger piece of metal in there, and probably there's not going to be enough room to hide it in here, so you're going to have to widen the tool again. I don't think it's possible to do a saw in here without adding a third level to it, in fact. But anyways, the file with this little, I guess this can be like a Phillips head driver. It's not a full Phillips, obviously, it's like a half Phillips, but it can still kind of serve for that purpose if there's not if the screws aren't in there too tight or whatever. And yeah, you know what? I never use it. What am I going to do? Like go around like grinding my fingernails or something like that with this Swiss Army knife? I don't think so. So I find this feature to be completely useless. I never use this. The only thing you could use it for is if you're doing something like really dingy that you don't want to like ding up your blade or whatever, you could use this. And I mean, you can stab some stuff with it as well. I don't know why you would, but useless feature in my opinion. I would like something else in there. And then, okay, let's go to the front. And you got the bottle opener, and it's also a flathead screwdriver. And yeah, very useful tool. You can probably also use this to like score a box open or something like that. If you didn't want to use your knife, you could use this probably. But yeah, everybody likes the cap lifter. I've used this before, not very often because I don't really drink pop or beer these days, but if you do, this is your go-to for sure. So last tool on here is the can opener, and I have used can openers. I don't think I've used the one on the Cadet yet, but I've used this one for sure, and they're awesome. You know, if you know what you're doing, you just crank down on it, kind of mechanically go around the can, and pretty soon it'll be open and you'll be eating delicious food or fruits or whatever's in your can. And yeah, I really like the structure of the Victorinox can opener better than the Leatherman. I don't have an example on the table to show you, but Google the shape of the Leatherman can opener, and I just like this one better. I've heard people say the exact opposite. They like the other one better. And then I think on the end here, this is also like a flathead screwdriver that you could use for smaller screws than the other one. I'll try to bring the other tip out. Or that's not it. So you can compare. This one's like a lot wider, and that one could be used for smaller screws, I guess. So that is the tool set, but last thing I will say is that sometimes it's good to be minimalist, right? We don't always need a bigger tool or whatever. Like I've got huge knives I can carry. I got the Recon 1 if I want to. I got the Endura. It's a nice knife too. It's really light and whatnot, but I don't always want to carry the biggest tools. I want to carry sometimes minimalist tools and see what I can get done with less. And the more you know, the less you need. That's what Cody Lundin says. And I think this is a great tool for people who are not obsessive about having their whole arsenal with them. They just want something with basic capabilities so that they're prepared. And it does serve very well in that purpose. Thank you for watching. See you later. Startup Survival.